We made it, and we still got our fang tooth. They're not going to make it to a fish market, though. They bring this small fish up to their mouth and bite at where the heart is. Their cracked lips part to reveal a row of sharpened teeth. Sense an opening. They unfurl the final scroll. This one shows a blue crab. Okay. I don't have any. Blue crab, you say? Are those also in the Stellar Basin? Yep. Alright, back to the basin. Some orcas. Oh, they're talking. There goes the sun. Doing it. Whoa, look at that. A trophy aberration. I don't know if there's a clean way to put that in here. Alright, we caught it. Let's move on. At least we're on the correct course. Couldn't really ask for anything more than that. Alright, we made it. Yeah, we lost... Well, this one fish is worth quite a bit, though, thankfully. It was well worth the detour. Lost all our fang tooth, but that's okay. Alright, let's pick up... crab pot. And this one. We don't need all of them. I'll just pick up these two. I love the little, like when it's late at night, like the context of you know, sometimes with these guys comment, like, you've just been standing there just for quite a while. The gazing shark. Alright, we've rested. Let's pop our pots out. Oh, I didn't repair it. Alright, crap. $25 to repair all. We're almost up to $4 grand. We're filthy rich, I tell ya. Hardy crab pot. Let's go like right here. And then the mouth of the deep. That's what she said. In the meantime, I guess we'll just... Let me see any other, let's look for like a boat or something. There's some other aberrations. Since we got everything else that we need. And then we really will leave. The barrel eyes are pretty far away. Got both aberrations of the snapper. The firefly skid, so those guys are the jellyfish, the squid, and the octopus. They're all like nighttime. So the giant amphipods and the loose jaw, not the long jaw, the loose jaw. Another snailfish. And the barracuda. So we can't really go into the... Well, I guess we could. Might as well start there, right? Repulsor machine on. Don't see any green lights. Grab a couple snailfish while we're at it. Nice. Hey, alright. Got one. I'll take it. Jellyfish I have to catch with the net. You'll catch and release. I don't think we're gonna have any luck with this one. Nope. Check on the squid. Yeah, we'll keep that one. Ah, well, no luck. Well, it's the next day. We survived the night while fishing. I don't think, yeah, my sanity thing doesn't really go away. Where's the other one? Over there. But I bet, I wonder if this, like... Hey, we got our one blue crab. Ooh. Shove off our pots. Let's pop them into storage. We'll sell this guy. This guy we're keeping. So my question is if we go like 2 nights without any sleep, is that going to change? I'm assuming it must, right? Can you get down? No, I don't trust you. No. You're gonna get me killed. It's early in the day, so as long as I don't, like, go out of our way to waste time dredging or fishing. These cats, I'm telling you. No, no, no! Do not bite my camera line. No. 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 Baby. Baby. You're gonna get me killed. I'm gonna run ashore. She just doesn't get the hint. Come here, stay down here. Yes, down here. It's gonna be so late. Well, the sanity thing went away. Find something to do, cat. Alright, let's see. Sometimes you just put them in a different room and they forget what they were doing. Hopefully. Alright, here's this weirdo again. Since opening. They unfurl the final scroll. This one shows a blue crab. They crack and bend the crab's legs apart and feast on the flesh inside. Lips still covered in crab flesh, they take a book from inside their robe and hand it to you. Alright, a book. Answer given. We await summons. They cross their arms and appear to fall into a deep sleep. I'm going to make a break for Ingfell. Advanced fishing. Oh, okay. All right. How far are we? That's not too far. All right, we're going to see what craziness happens because I didn't sleep the previous night. Reminded me of a, I'm listening to this podcast. It's pretty neat. It's a neat idea. I don't know. Again, I'm sure none of it's true. I'm assuming. You know, they always have the disclaimer too that everything's fictional. But the presentation is that it's like this old forum posting board from the 90s, right? Where these, you know, back when the internet was relatively new to the general public. And, do not need packed explosives right now. Who needs the ring, is my question. Do I have fish? I do not. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about anything rotting. Let's have a rest. Poor guy hasn't slept in 2 days. So who needed the ring is my question. I'm pretty sure they were in Ingfell, right? What did I catch? Oh, the calcified snailfish. Okay. You found a ring. You should return it to the collector on Blackstone Isle. It's way up north. Okay. Northwestish. But this, it's like, you know, back again, for all you youngsters, back when the internet was relatively new to the average at-home user, there were like these, you know, you would have like, you'd dial up, you'd hear all the noises, right? Sounds like a fax machine, if you're familiar. I mean, you may know what a fax machine sounds like. But that's how you'd get onto the internet. It was dial-up. You used your phone line, and it was not super fast. It was nothing like what we have today. You know, like it would take like one picture would take. You'd like click on the picture, and it would take sometimes several minutes for it to load up on your screen, and we had these like posting boards. People would go on there and just post stories. It was like not necessarily like a real-time chat kind of thing, but like you put these post boards up, and you know, you kind of just, I don't even know if people could comment on them or whatever. You would just kind of click on them and then read them and then move on. But this entire podcast is just this guy going through this old forum that is supposedly all from the 90s, and still active after all this time, and he's reading these stories that people post in their, you know, supernaturally based, you know, like, do people tell their stories about if they're seeing ghosts or, you know, premonitions, things like that. And this one was, this guy's talking about how he was like a producer on like a daytime TV show. And again, you youngsters aren't going to know these references, but like, he talks about, he was like, you know, he's like, I'm not going to say the name, but It was number one. It was like the number one daytime talk show, and it was the one, everyone knows it. You know it. It's the one where people screaming the big man's name, chanting his name, while people are throwing chairs at each other on stage and stuff like that. And I'm like, he's talking about Jerry Springer, 100%. And he goes on to say, like, and this story was posted in 1997, allegedly. And he goes on to say that, like, they were getting this guy. It was like a Halloween episode, and they picked up this one guest, and he was really weird. And he went and picked him up, brought him to the studio, and they talked about their big security guy, right? The security guard guy named Steve. And I was like, oh, they are talking about Jerry Springer. Because in 1997, see, there was this huge bald dude on the Jerry Springer show that he was like the security guy. Every time that the people, the guests on the show would start fighting with each other, Steve would come out, big bald Steve would come out and try to separate them. Or really, he would just give them chairs to throw at each other. And people loved him. He was like a fixture of the show, and then he ended up, and like, at least not, like at the time, he grew in popularity. I watched it happen. I didn't watch Jerry Springer all that much, but I remember being like, that guy's interesting. I want to see more of him. And then people started to know that his name was Steve, and then he eventually got his own talk show. So the writer of the story kind of blew it, not knowing at the time that, like, Steve was going to become this own phenomenon, and totally identified the show that he was talking about. So that made me think, like, maybe this story is actually real, because if this was written by, like, the hosts of the podcast, he would have known. He would have been like, oh yeah, Steve kind of gives it away, right? I'm even surprised. But if he read it verbatim, then the writer of the story in 1997 would not have known that Steve was going to become the phenomenon he became. So that made me think that the story was actually real. And like he goes on. The gist of it was that this guy said he had these equations that were going to open they were like a key to opening a door to another realm. Very Lovecraft, right? Very Lovecraft. I talk a lot about Lovecraft stuff on this stream, and I do, and I apologize, but it's very fun and interesting. I think Mini Waffle's playing Fortnite. I can hear him. Good God, man. Anyway. So, they're kind of like basically making him, but like it was interesting because the guy writing the story says that Steve kind of like puts an arm on him and goes, I don't like that guy. Something about him just doesn't. I really don't like him at all, And it was like a big deal that Steve, big huge Steve, would be like afraid of a dude. And he's like, no, there's just something really weird about that guy. And so they get on stage, and he goes, well, I've never solved it because I don't really want to see what's on the other side. And he talks about Jerry Springer as the big man, so they don't say his name. And he talks about like, hey Leonard, how you doing, buddy? I'm in the middle of a story. You're catching me in the middle of this stupid story that I'm relaying from a podcast. So he, but basically, Jerry makes fun of him. Talking about you? No. I was talking about. You might be too young to know. Do you know the Jerry Springer Show? And their big security guard, big bald guy named Steve. He made being bald super cool. Yeah, right. Okay, so I was saying, I'll kind of recap briefly. There's a podcast I listened to that's basically telling ghost stories from the 90s, right? So back when the internet was new and, new to the general public, and you had these old forums where people post their stories and stuff like that. People talk about sports and all this other stuff, but then there was some where they'd go and they'd post like ghost stories or supernatural events. Yeah, that's Steve. So this guy posted this story in 1997 saying how he worked on a TV show for and he said he's like, I won't say the name, but you know the show. It's it was #1. People chanting the big man's name, and he talks about how he brought this guest on who was like this spindly looking gray dude, who was supposed to be part of like their Halloween episode, and how and I'm thinking to myself immediately, I'm like, it's 1997, and he's talking about the #1 talk show, daytime talk show. He's got to be talking about Jerry Springer. And then he says that he met up with the guy in charge of security, a guy named Steve. And I was like, you just gave it away. I was like, in 1997, you wouldn't know that Steve became like his own kind of phenomenon, right? People loved Steve. They started to refer to him by name on the show, and then he eventually got his own show. So that made me think that the story might actually be true. And he goes on to say that this guy claims to have these equations that act as a key that could open the door to another universe or another place, another realm, something like that. And I'm thinking like, oh, that sounds super Lovecraft. But then, Jerry, he keeps referring to him as the big man. He never says his name, but the fact that he said Steve, I was like, he is talking about Jerry Springer. And so the story goes that this guy gets on stage and starts talking about these equations in this other place, and how everyone's just kind of like, it's not really going anywhere. Like, they're just kind of like, all right, so like, and then Jerry, being the very knowledgeable host that he is, kind of pokes fun at him a little bit, gets the crowd involved, all that stuff, and he's like, oh wait, so you have this key, but you're just not going to unlock the door. He's like, you realize that's like saying you have a girlfriend that we've never met, and you can't meet her because she's far away. Cat, I swear to God. No. So then the guy gets upset, and then like he starts to finish the equations on like a whiteboard that they have on stage. He starts to finish them, and then like the guy telling the story basically talks about how there's like this bizarre distance dilation where he's standing like back near, I guess, in the back of the audience, and he can see the stage, and the stage seems to get farther away without moving, and he gets smaller and smaller, and people start having these severe, like, get out of there. Dagnabbit. No. You're messing up my camera. These cats are so destructive. You have no idea. Stop. No, I'm telling a story. I can't deal with these cats, man. They're taking turns being in heat. One just finished a week after the last time she was finished. And she just finished today. Now the other one is in heat again from last week. I can't do it. This surgery cannot come soon enough. Anyway, can I tell my story, please? You have to stop. They're so destructive. I can't deal. They're so cute, but like this gotta stop. This has to stop. I'm gonna call and see if they can have any cancellations or something. My God, they're killing me. Anyway, so basically, this weird thing starts happening. People start getting sick. He says that some people died, some people had strokes, people's pacemakers fried, and the event like fried every electronic event or every electronic piece of equipment that they had, and that's why there's no record of it whatsoever. And then basically this guy disappeared. Like, they were able to see another creature for a brief moment, and then it went away, and then the guy who completed the equations was gone. And they said like 5 people died or something like that. And I tried to like look it up. I'm like, bizarre Jerry Springer events, like, because I thought to myself, the fact that this guy wrote this story and didn't know that Steve was going to become popular, I'm like, maybe it's true. Anyway, I started telling this story because the guy that we just gave the blue crab to reminded me of that story for some reason, like opening the door, that whole thing. It's a great story. Should have been there. Oh. I mean, that show went on way well into the 2000s, I'm sure. Hang on. All right, hang on a minute. Okay. My desk is a mess. You would not believe this. One tiny kitten. Everything's all messed up now. Like, monitors are... they're all out of sync. You can't do this to an obsessive-compulsive person, man. I'm telling you. Oh, my lord. I cannot get a break. I'm telling you. It's insane. I called weeks ago now for this surgery. They wanted to wait. I've never... I've had many cats throughout my lifetime. I've never had a vet tell me they want to wait till almost 8 months to do a spay. Like, you go to the animal rescue league, they'll do it when they're like 2 months old. I don't understand. I've never had cats go into heat before having the surgery, let alone every other week. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. Anyway. Can't say I watched it enough. I did know he was the mayor of Cincinnati, yeah. Like, he was a beloved dude. Like, I have a lot of respect for him, but I really didn't watch the show that much. But, like, as an entertainer, he was pretty unbelievable. I remember seeing him mostly as, like, him doing guest appearances on late night talk shows, and I remember him always saying that, like, they would tell him, like, you got the #1 show here, man. Like, what is your secret? And he would always say, my show is stupid. Alright, let's talk to this guy. We have wasted so much time. You walk in, the place is jewel and... You walk in... You walk in and place the jewel-encrusted ring on a table by the collector. His eyes widen. We're certainly making excellent progress now, and I know what you're thinking. An item like this would fetch a fortune at any auction, but for us, its value transcends material wealth. I don't know about that. Regardless, you are due a reward. He opens the crimson book, its spine cracking audibly. Selecting a page carefully, he begins to read aloud, the words muffled as though he's speaking through a thick haze. Is this still the fish game? It is indeed. Ooh, you hear a growling, crackling in your ears. Suddenly, your vision flares and both of your ears pop. He closes the book. We must keep searching. I've been thinking more on where we might find another. I can imagine all manner of detritus swallowed by this silty muck of twisted, strange channels. It's worth investigating. Well, as luck would have it, that's where I was planning on going next anyway. I'll mark a location on your map where you can begin your search. Anything else? The words you read to the book. What did they do to me? The book holds power from the deep. I merely extended its power towards you. And is there one in particular you wish to know more about? What did I get? Detritus. Okay, we're burned into your brain as a child. I'm good at words. Alright, we have haste. We know haste's banish? Temporary protection from most things, if spoken swiftly enough, they can be used defensively. Choose your moment carefully. The more they are spoken, the more they are understood. Are there other powers you wish to know more about? What's manifest? Use of these words will induce a trance-like state. While in this state, time will pass in the blink of an eye. When it is over, you will find yourself here. As always, I caution against overusing this selectively and strategically, utilizing it when you must. Okay. What will you do when you have all the relics? He ponders for a moment. It's surprising, isn't it? The attachments we hold towards simple objects, but they are anything but simple. Seemingly mute articles can speak in different ways. If I showed you a childhood toy, you would be awash with forgotten memories. They hold the power to recall what was once lost. Anything else? I don't think he answered the question. That stuttering old fool, yes, I knew him. He'd join us in the water sometimes, but was more hindrance than help. He never seemed entirely with it. I can't imagine he has fared too well since I last saw him. Anything else? Nothing, I'll be going. Workshop. Let's go inside. It's locked. Can't go in the workshop. Okay. Okay, so the Twisted Strand is our next area that we want to check out here. But we might as well go to the Morrows, the Greater and the Little, while we're here, sell off some treasure. I want to know what this... I think we got enough time to do it yet. Okay. The banishing words can dispel most evils for a time. Good to know. So we want to head northy. Northy McNortherson. Yeah, that's the Little Morrow. That's got the treasure collector guy. Alright, the trader it is. Cool. Got a little extra money here. We've done well to clear out our storage. So how you doing tonight, Leonard? How's things going? Anything new and exciting? I feel like I must be already more tired than I think because I went on that massive rant about that Jerry Springer story. It was I like to sift through those. I figure most of them are probably total bullcrap, you know, on this podcast. Like even at the end of the podcast, there's like the blurb about like everything that you hear is fictional, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I feel like there must be some truth to some of it, right? So what I do is I listen to them all and I look for like common threads, like commonalities that you know maybe seem more truthful than some of the other stuff. You know, like I figure if you're hearing about the same things over and over again, maybe there's something to that. Nothing too crazy. That's good. But you know, I have my own ideas about things that we are unable to perceive. So I look to see if anything lines up with my experiences, or just in general, like if you hear, like I said, if you hear those commonalities, maybe there's something to it. But this one, that Jerry Springer one, really like, that one, it was a good story, first of all. It was well written, and it was a little, you know, scarier than most, just based on some of the descriptions and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I feel like I definitely do know who David Lynch is, but I can't say that it, like, jumps out as, like, something I'm terribly familiar with, but clearly he was very well loved. because I've been seeing a lot. I heard about it like immediately, and been seeing a ton of love and support, you know, on the various social medias for him and his works. Yeah, I can guarantee you I've seen... Oh, Twin Peaks. I gotta watch that. There was a new one too recently, wasn't there? Like they remade it or something. I wanted to watch it. It seemed like my kind of thing. The new one or the old one? Which one should I don't even know if I have the ability to watch either one of them, to be honest with you. Cause you got another one? All right. I did want to... it definitely seems like my kind of thing. Oh, they're connected. Oh, well then I have to watch the old one. That settles that. I've been trying to do that with the X-Files. I started rewatching the X-Files recently. And I started at the beginning because there's a lot that I missed. I was very young when the X-Files was airing, so I didn't get to catch it when I wanted to. And again, TV was different back then. But yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that like it's like a Star Trek, Star Wars kind of thing. Like, you know, everyone who's ever told me, like, oh, you've never seen Twin Peaks? Did you watch the X-Files? Then watch Twin Peaks. Like that, I hear that a lot. Yeah. So there was, yeah, they did that with the X-Files as well, and I didn't see a single one of the new episodes of the X-Files. And I refuse to do it until I am fully caught up with the old series. I remember watching until the T-1000 showed up to replace Mulder. And I was not, it's not that I didn't want to watch after that, it's that I was unable to. Like right when that happened. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea if Mulder ever made it back or like I don't know anything. Was it like just the one season? I know that like Scully, first of all, I'm going to talk about Scully, the writing for Scully in 1993. Oh, there's 2 seasons? Yeah. Was it like a David Duchovny thing? Like it seems very unlikely that like it's baked into the story. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about it. I wanted to keep watching it because I did like the show. Yeah. I know that I remember the last episode that I saw with Mulder. And then like I said, I watched a couple of the episodes after Robert Patrick showed up, and then I moved actually, and then wasn't able to watch it anymore until it was like long done. But I really like Robert Patrick, first of all. So what I remember from the couple of episodes that I saw was that it really became like first of all, Scully is amazingly well-written character, well acted. Mulder, both. I mean, they both are. Like the writing in that show is really great, especially for 1993, man. Like, you know, you run into a lot of problems with how women are written, especially leading women written in TV shows, and they really didn't have any of the normal horrible tropes that you tend to have, especially in the 90s. Like for her to be as strong of a character as she was at that time is leagues ahead of its time. It's leagues ahead by today's standards anymore. I mean, look at just look at 2024 for God's sake, and you know how 25 is shaping up. But like, to have a character as much of a badass as she was, and it's done well, and I remember that really that came to a head whenever Mulder left. Like I remember her tearing ass around the around the FBI a few times and just like putting people in their place, and I thought that was very cool. Twin Peaks screwed a precursor to X-Files. Yeah. Is that, so it's different writers though, right? Like I remember thinking that, I laughed because I started watching the X-Files again and was like, oh, this is basically, you know, it's supernatural, but, but with FBI agents. And that actually tracks because a lot of the production crew, like writers and producers, from the X-Files went on to work on Supernatural as well. So the most successful writer from that show, from X-Files or from Twin Peaks? Oh yeah, I should know the answer to this actually. Sorry, X-Files. Okay. You'd think I would know this. I know Bette Edlund was a big one. Phil Segrisha, Vince Gilligan. Oh, really? Oh, you're right. Vince Gilligan was on the X-Files. Yeah. You're 100% correct. Was Vince Gilligan on Supernatural? I'm such a nerd. I listen to a lot of like rewatch podcasts. Oh, you never saw Supernatural? Okay. I totally forgot about that too. It was a lot of the more behind the scenes guys that, and a lot of the actors, there's a lot of cameos. Like, Mitch Pileggi ends up in several episodes of, Supernatural. Who else? There's a ton. Yeah. I loved Mitch Pileggi in that. I thought that was so well. And it's like not till I'm just like towards the end of season 1 now, and he only just showed up, and I'm so much happier now that he's in it. I remember always thinking with him, I wanted so badly. Like his character in that show was perfect. Because you never knew whose side he was on. You never knew if he was a good guy or a bad guy. I don't remember ever getting a clear answer for that. But I remember just always hoping that Skinner was on their side, man. Like, it's been a while. Yeah. Then, like I said, there's so many episodes that I haven't seen, and they're all like incongruent in my head because you know, that's just how you were able to watch TV back then. It was like, if you caught the episode, great. If you didn't, you were screwed, you know? I don't think, because it was a while, I think, before you started to see any kind of syndication on the X-Files. If they ever even did it. But I'm really enjoying it. I mean, there's a little bit of, there's some dated references for sure, but like, it doesn't feel dated. It's so good. I'm really digging it. If you're looking for something to watch, you know, and like I'm kind of bummed because I watch it mostly in the background while I'm working, so I'm not paying 100% attention to it, but I'm getting all the good bits. These cats, man, I need a door. I need a door on this office. By everyone you work with. Oh, see that? Yeah, that makes a big difference. Train tons of up-and-coming talent. Yeah, that's a big deal, and I think at that time that didn't happen a lot either. It seems to happen a lot more now. Like if you look at like a show like The Office, right? One of the reasons that show worked so well is that they had like zero tolerance for egos and stuff like that. Everyone on that show was like kind, you know, they were like decent. This cat is making me so mad. I love cats. No, get off the camera cord. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. She keeps coming up here. want to stop. Are we back? Okay, now. Dude. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's like, it's unbelievably disruptive. I have to keep getting up to, like, put her in a different room. Yeah. That's awesome. Lock her in the bathroom. I don't want to do that. That's mean. Like, I feel bad because, like, I don't want to... It's not her fault, you know? Like, but cats are not supposed to go into heat this much. It's not normal. It's not normal. They're supposed to be, like, 2 to 3 week cycles, okay? It's every week. It has not been a full week since the last time that cat was in heat. And the other one, like I said, at the beginning of this week, she was in heat. It had not been a full week since she was in heat the last time. It's like as soon as one is done, the other one goes right back in. And it lasts like 3 to 4 days. It's not normal. I don't understand what's happening. And thankfully, all the cats in this house are girls. And the older cat, you know, the adult cat is obviously spayed. But like I said, I've never had a vet tell me that they want to wait 6 to 8 months. So, and like, she can't do anything about it. It's not her fault, you know? There's like nothing, there's nothing I can do for her, and she won't. Like, they're both, like, when they go into heat, they are absolutely relentless. They do not stop bothering people or being destructive, like physically destructive to their property in person. I don't know, man. I feel bad. There's no like kitty heat be gone pill, you know? I've been staring at this old lady for a long time. That's okay. You know what? That's what this game is about. Catnip? Catnip didn't help. It is a bit of a gamble. Yeah, it distracts them for about 35 seconds. It doesn't necessarily... It didn't really make it worse. Yeah, we did try that, yeah. And like my poor adult kitty cat who wants nothing to do with these cats, they have no idea that they're staring murder in the face. Like they keep trying to troll her, and like she keeps like, she doesn't like attack them, but she like swats at them and, you know, growls and spits like cats do, and they're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh boy. Whole lot of nothing happening on this stream, I'm sorry. Oh. But I you know, it's why I like this game, because, like, I don't know, it's not like there's anything, like, dreadfully serious happening at all times, you know? Just, it's like, you know, we're going around fishing and stuff, but, like, I like talking to people, so when people come in and start talking, I'm gonna take time to talk back. We're having good conversation, too. Alright, so the lighthouse keeper approaches me on the dock, wearing a questionable expression. You've been around most of the islands by now. Have you found whatever it is you're looking for? I'm just fishing. She recoils from your flagrant lie. Why do you mistrust me so? What have I done to warrant such suspicion? You're like the village Karen. She's like walking around, like looking around at everybody. Everyone go watch Twin Peaks, yes. I always forget about it too. I gotta find out if it's on a streaming service. I don't think it is. Or it's like on one of the Showtime or Stars or something. Something I gotta pay more for. She turns from you, shaking her head and muttering. She heads back towards the lighthouse. Showtime? Aww. I can't watch it. Alright. No? Oh, it's on Paramount? Really? I have Paramount. I'll look for it. Well, Paramount does have the Showtime shows too, where it's like Paramount plus Showtime. Alright. I hate to do this, it's been a very, third season's on Showtime. Well, that's still enough to get started. I think we're gonna have to, like, I'm gonna have to call the stream, I think, because, not only am I, like, super tired, but, like, I can't actually get anything done, because the cat won't leave me alone, and she's gonna chew something apart. She's already back. So, and I don't know, I want to keep playing, I do. We're having good time fishing here, but we've done, like, we've gotten some stuff done, but not much, and I hadn't streamed it all this week, so I really wanted to go longer, but I got real tired real fast, and this cat is really making it very difficult. So I'm hoping to be able to stream again this week at night. After a couple days, give her a chance to calm down some. We'll see. But they go at the end of the month. 29th is their surgery day. So hopefully that will give them some much needed relief. But I think for now I am going to go to bed. I apologize. It's a very short stream tonight after not streaming it all this week. But I think probably for the best. But thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. I like all the 90s the 90s TV talk. And I'm gonna remember to check out Twin Peaks now too, because I do want to I did want to watch that. I've heard only good things about it. So, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, I'll see you guys here within the next few days. Yeah, I'm gonna that, and there's something else too. There was another show that I was getting ready to start a rewatch on. Yeah, I'll post it in the Discord for sure. Yeah, assuming I can find a way to watch it, I will definitely. I'm gonna check on Paramount tonight. Actually, it's gonna be one of those ones. Because it's the first time watching it. It might be a while before I get to it, because, like, right now, like I said, the X-Files I can kind of pop on to my phone while I'm working and not pay, like, super close attention to it, but something like that I haven't seen before, I want to, like, pay attention to, so that means I have to have the TV. So hopefully I can get that going soon. Yeah, for sure. Even the X-Files, I'm like, the stuff that, like the stuff that I don't remember. Like I remember at one point, like there was one thing I had it going, and I was actually very busy doing something, and I missed like significant chunks of the episode, and like looked down at my phone a couple times and was like, wait a minute, why is Mulder in the hospital? Oh, that sounds like the perfect show. Relaxing, wholesome, and horrific. That is exactly what I'm looking for. There's a lot of characters, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely what I'm going to dedicate my full attention to, for sure. Well, this was nice. This was a nice stream. Is Tarima streaming? I gotta see if I'll raid Tarima here in a moment if he's on. I saw he was playing 9 Souls. I don't think he's on. Nope, not as of yet. I think he will be, though. He said he might, so... Gotta figure out what you're doing next. Yep. Yeah, we gotta figure... You just beat Elden Ring, so you need a new, Eastward? I haven't heard of that. Sorry, I'm trying to dismiss... I'm trying to, I'm snoozing the ad break. Indie Zelda. Oh, okay. There was one that you recommended to me some time ago that I think I got for free on Epic. They gave it away for free on Epic. Sable? Is something not FromSoft? Yeah. I understand. It's like one of my, you know, those games are some of my favorite games, but yeah, you need a break from them every now and then. Especially after something like frickin', what do you call it? Elden Ring, which is so huge, and you did the DLC. Yeah. I feel like a break from that is well deserved. You played some Eastward? You can finally do DS3? Yeah. I'm curious to know what you think about DS3 when you start doing it. Because I liked it, but it's definitely a little bit of a departure. But it's probably, of the first 3, probably my favorite of those 3. I have a feeling you won't enjoy it as much. Yeah. It depends on, yeah, like kind of what we talked about before. Right, yeah. Could be a little bit of a palate cleanser for that. I think, you know, I look at it in terms of, I think that those were my favorite bosses, and the physical aesthetic of the game I really liked a lot too. Like in terms of like the scenery and the buildings and stuff like that. Like I thought they were super cool, very well designed. But yeah, it's definitely not the Metroidvania map that you see from the previous 2. It's more like Demon's Souls with that central hub. Is Bloodborne like that too? I think it is. Gonna go into it open-minded? That's a good way to do it. That, because at this point you're like... You're pot committed. You gotta give it a fair shot. Just to say that you did it. Alright guys, well thank you guys for hanging out, I appreciate it. Tarima, are you live? Are you going live, buddy? I was gonna raid you. It's FromSoft, it can't be bad, exactly. See, I am confident that even if it's not your favorite, that I am confident that there are things about the game that you will love. But I'm probably, based on what I know about your preferences, I'm gonna say it's probably not gonna be your favorite. But I do think you'll find some, enjoyment in it for sure. I should have changed the category to just chatting. There's no hope for you? I like DS2. That'll be, once I'm finished with Dredge, I want to kind of go, I want to see if I can go back to that. Dark Souls 2 is good. It's got some problems. But there, I think that without, if there wasn't a Dark Souls 2, there would be no Elden Ring. So, people who crap all over Dark Souls 2 are basically saying that Elden Ring sucks. Yes, exactly. It's Dark Souls 2 with jumping. And a horse. I hope we get a Dark Souls 4. I don't think they're working on it yet, though. I'm really, you know, I'm part of the Copium crew for Bloodborne and Demon Souls PC release. It'll never happen. I think Bloodborne's dead. Somebody will bring it back. I saw some, I saw a lot of, I saw a lot of gameplay of Demon Souls, the remaster. Yeah, 30 FPS brutal, yeah. They're gonna, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they are working on like a ground-up remake of it. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't. There, you know, I know a lot of it is like the crew that worked on Bloodborne no longer works at FromSoft. So that's why they can't remaster it. But I would not be surprised if somebody there is if there's like a team working on a ground-up remake of it. I mean, with the kind of stuff that they're doing, like look at Final Fantasy VII. They can do it. They'll do it. One of these days. But the Demon Souls remaster looks absolutely beautiful, and I really would like that to come to PC. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thanks you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it very much. Sorry again that it's a bit of a shorter stream and that we didn't really do much today, but you know, I could do this all night. I could sit here and good luck with the cat. Yeah, I know. she's back. She's about to start jumping on something. But yeah, I literally I could sit here and just BS about dumb sci-fi stuff and Dark Souls games and all that. So I could do that all night. Which is technically what I did most of the night anyway. Alright. Thank you all very much. Very much appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all very, very soon. Good night, everybody.